So our experiment is basically the design and configuration and simulation of multiple VLANs implemented using your Cisco routers and switches. Okay. So here what we will be doing is we will be basically designing a network using proprietary Cisco routers and switches. Whatever Cisco devices are there, we will be using them, and we will be implementing a local area network. Okay. And then after once we have done all these things, so we will try to analyze the traffic in the network using the Cisco packet tracer, obviously. So in the Cisco packet tracer only, we will be implementing this local area network, and we will be trying to analyze the traffic in that network. Okay, so that is our aim, basically our aim. So you could see this is the diagram of the network that we have to actually implement. Okay, here you could see that there is a local area network here, if you could see, which is having two computers, and you could see there is a switch also here. Okay, and it has been named VLAN 20, and this is basically office 1. Okay, so let's say there is a company or something, and it is having 4 offices. It actually mimics that kind of scenario, and you have to actually connect those 4 offices to the internet. Okay, so as you could see here, we have taken 2 PCs, we have connected it to a switch. Okay, and the switch has been connected to a router here, as if you could see here. So it has been connected to a router. So you could see 3 different routers are there, and to these routers, the different local area networks have been connected via the switch, obviously, and then they are connected to the internet. Okay, so we have to basically implement this scenario using the Cisco packet tracer, and we have to analyze the traffic. Okay, so one by one we will see what we have to do to in order to implement all these things. Okay, however, before that, let us have a look on the specifications of these networks. Okay, so as you could see that the virtual LAN number is specified here, VLAN 10, and then the name and all the details have been provided. You could see that the IP address that will be assigned in this case are also given. You could see that VLAN 10 will be given the network address 192.168.1.0, okay, /24, which signifies this is a class C address basically. So this is basically a class C network, as you could see. Okay, and the gateway address etc are also given. Okay, similarly for VLAN 20, VLAN 30, and VLAN 40 also the information have been given. So we will have to, when we will be implementing the network, we will have to use all these data that are provided here. Okay, then besides that, you could see that the internet network address is also provided. Okay, so it is a, as you could see, it is a class A address, and then the different IP addresses for the server, for the gateway, everything it has been specified, if you could see. The next thing that is there is the specifications of the media that will be used to connect the different devices has also been specified. So you could see that the PC, laptop, servers, okay, switch and switch to router, these are all connected through a media called copper straight through. Okay, while the connection between routers is via copper crossover cables. Okay, so different kinds of cables are actually used. So we have, when we will be implementing again, we will have to look at this type of media, and accordingly we have to select the media. Okay, so remember this, that when you are connecting the routers, you will have to use copper crossover, and when you will be connecting the PC, laptop, etc, you will be using the copper straight through. If we go back to the diagram, you could see these dotted lines, wherever they are, they represent the crossover cables, and then the non-dotted lines, or the solid lines, they represent the copper straight through cables. Okay, so besides that, the kind of switch that we have to use has also been specified. Okay, so we have to only use this Cisco's 2950T24 switches. Okay, and again it obviously like works on these particular standards. Okay, and the next thing that we could see here is the router specifications. So generic router we have to select. Okay, and the routers will not have the network interface cards. We have to install them there. Okay, then the network addresses between the intermediate routers have also been specified here, as you could see. Okay, and then here you could see the laptop or PC or server specifications have also been specified. So we will be using these end devices. So once we have implemented all these things, then we have to basically um, uh, configure the switches. Once we have configured the switches, then we will have to like specify the IP addresses in the router. Okay, and then this network will be good to work actually. Okay, so let us now go back to Cisco Packet Tracer and we try to implement this particular kind of network. Okay, so let me just minimize it. Okay, so here is the screen for your Cisco Packet Tracer, if you could see here. Okay, so on the bottom left, okay, you could see this box here. Okay, bottom left here, this box is there where you could see when I am moving my pointer. Okay, you could see it is showing the different kinds of devices. Okay, so from here we will be selecting the different network devices. Okay, now see, we have to actually implement a local area network, for which we obviously need two computers. I'm just like discussing about the first VLAN here. Okay, office one. So you could see there are two PCs and then a switch, and then it is connected to a router. So we have to basically implement this thing. Okay, so in order to implement this thing, on the bottom corner you could see there is this computer like icon. If you click here, the different end devices will be displayed. Okay, just ensure you are able to see the end devices written here. Okay,
Yes.
so once you click on these end devices, so you will have here you will find there is this generic PC. So just click on it. Once you click this icon, this red icon will be displayed. However, you have to click it here on the screen. Okay, and the PC will be available to you here. Okay, again we need another PC. So what
Excuse
here
me,
you could
sir.
see. Yes.
Only one doubt, like whether we have to allow public networks or not.
What public
The
network?
very beginning,
Which
or
public
when,
network?
sir, at the very beginning, a dialog box is popping up, like whether we need to allow Paystraker 5 to communicate with his
So
private network or public.
which variant of Cisco Packet Tracer you have installed? The one that was provided, or you have installed it from somewhere else?
No, sir, the one which was provided.
So it should
It's
not ask
opening,
anything.
sir. Only it's a dialog. It's Windows security alert.
Oh, Windows security allow. Acha, acha. Then you could allow.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So then bring another generic PC here. So these are the two PCs. Okay. And if you could remember, then we have to actually now add a switch here. Okay. And the specification of the switch is also provided 2950T24. So let me bring a switch here. Now to bring a switch, okay, I will have to go to switches. On the bottom left, you could see just near to that right router icon, there is this switch icon. So once I click on that switch icon, I will have different kinds of switches. Okay. So I have to basically select the 2950T. So that's why you could see I will be selecting this one, 2950T, which is the second one, and I will click on here. Okay. So this way I have got all these devices. Besides this, I will also need a router. Let me bring that router also. So I will click on the router icon, which is on the extreme left. Okay, on the bottom, just above the end devices, the router is there. So here you will find there are different kinds of routers. However, we have to select the router PT empty. Okay, so let me click here and then let me add the router here. Okay, so once we have all the devices here, the next thing is to do the connection. We have to connect the different devices. Now, in order to connect, you have to actually click on that Thunderbolt icon. Once you click that red and orange colored, that Thunderbolt icon that is there on the bottom left, okay, you will find different kinds of media. So you could see automatically chose connection type, then console, copper straight through, copper crossover, all these things are there. So obviously, as you would have seen in the specifications, it is already specified that the kind of connection between the PC, laptop, server, and switch is copper straight through, and the connections between the routers is copper crossover. We have to use the same kind of media in the diagram also. So we will use this copper straight through, which is represented by this solid line, to connect the personal computers and the switch. So click on the personal computer once. Okay. Once you click on the personal computer, you will get these two options. Okay. Okay. So here you could see fast Ethernet is written here and RS-232. You have to actually select the fast Ethernet. Okay. So once you click on the fast Ethernet, then just bring your pointer here. Okay. Up to the switch. Okay. So you could see that in that switch, okay, uh, once I click on that switch, I will get different options. Okay. I will get the different ports that will be available. So do not use this fast Ethernet 0/1, because that will be connected basically to the router. So 2 onwards, fast Ethernet 0/2 onwards, I could use any one of those. So let me select fast Ethernet 0/2. Okay. So I have connected it. Have you all connected it? So again, to connect the next PC, I will again have to click on copper straight through. Okay. Then I will have to click on the PC. Okay. And then I have to click on this fast Ethernet. And then I will have to bring my pointer to that switch. And again, I will not select fast Ethernet 0/1. I will select something after that. So since fast Ethernet 0/2, it has already been used for the other PC. So that's why I will be using fast Ethernet 0/3. So it is also connected. Okay. And then I will connect this switch to this router. So let me just show you something, then we will connect. Okay. So see, if I try to connect this switch, okay, to this router, it will not connect, because the LAN ports, okay, the Ethernet ports that are required in order to connect the switch to that router are actually not available. So that means I have to actually add some Ethernet ports to that router. Okay. So let me show you how to add the ports. Okay. So however, before adding the ports, that is those Ethernet ports or Ethernet cards basically, I have to know how many like such cards are actually required. So if we go back to the diagram, you could see that this particular switch has been connected here to, you could see it is connected to this router R1, and here you could see there are 4 different connections. Okay, there are 4 different connections to this router. So this is one connection, which one is connected to router R3. So here you could see that this router R1, router R1 is connected to Office 1 network, then Office 2 network, as well as 2 other routers. So that's why I will be needing 4 different LAN ports. Okay. So that means I will have to implement 4 Ethernet cards. Okay. Let's see how you could add Ethernet cards to that router. Okay. So in order to add the basically the LAN cards, you have to just once click on the router. Once you click on the router, you will get this. Okay. Please ensure you have got it. So I am just zooming it. You could see this is the backside of the router, and you could see the different like ports. The sockets are actually available. I have to just install the ports here. Okay. So in order to install some hardware, what we have to actually do in a physical device is we have to switch it off. So here you could see there is a switch on off button. Once you have, and you could see there is a
Excuse me,
green
sir.
LED here. Yes.
Sir,
So here you could see that this green LED is on. That means the device is actually on. So you have to once click on here to turn it off. So once you have turned it off, you could see that green LED is off. Okay. Next thing that we have to do is we have to add the LAN cards. So different types of LAN cards are there, depending on the different type of media that you could use. However, for our purpose, actually, we need copper fast Ethernet. Okay. So the third option is that one. On the left side, you could see below that physical tab, okay, modules is there. Then on below that module, the third one, okay, the PT router NM1CFE is there. You have to just click on it, okay, and you have to drag it. You have to drag it to the first socket that is available in this way. Again, go there, click on it, and just drag it here, okay. Then again another one, and then another one, okay. So once you have brought four different like Ethernet cards, that now we have to turn on this device. So in order to turn it on, just click on the power button and it will be on. That is the only, those are the only things that you have to do. And once you have done that, just close it, okay. Your job is done here. Have you done it or any doubt?
Can you please repeat the last step, sir?
You have to just bring the cards from here. One CFE is there, na? PT router NM1 CFE. You just drag it here, and then you have to switch it on. That switch on off button is
So
there.
we have to drag it 4 times, no, sir?
4 times because 4 ports are required.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Wherever you will require in some of the routers you will require 3 ports. So there you will drag only 3. Okay. So once you
Sir,
have done this,
does
yes,
it matter whether we drag it to the first four or last four? Like, will it change its address or anything?
it should not change. Okay, there should not be any problem. Yeah,
So
there should not be any problem. Yes.
I did it in the first four, sir. So how can I like change them?
You could drag it just. See it. Let me just turn it off. You could see I can drag it here.
Okay, sir.
Okay. You could drag it, or you could just drag it back. Okay, and then you could bring it here, this way. So as we do with the physical devices, in the same way you have to do it here. Once you have done it, you have to turn this hardware on, and this green light, green LED should be on. Okay, that means this device is activated. So let me close it. Please mute yourself. So the next thing that we have to do is we have to connect this switch to this router. Okay, and if you could remember that in the manual, this router has been named, I think, R1. Yeah, router PT MT R1. So let me just name it like that. It will be better. So in order to name it, just click on that router 0 and make it R1. Okay, that's all. Let me now connect it. In order to connect it, again, I will select this copper straight through cable. Okay, and on the switch, I will click on it, and then I will select fast Ethernet 0/1. Okay, and then I will drag it here. Okay, then click on it, and then the different ports will be available. Now see, since you have added the 4 like Ethernet cards, and the 4 Ethernet ports are available, they are displayed here. So I am clicking on the first one itself. Okay, so it is connected. So in this
Click on
way,
which fast internet?
any one of those, any one of those cable like ports you could connect. Okay, however, in the switch you have to select the first one, fast Ethernet 0/1 you have to use. Got it?
So I'm getting 0/0.
Where? In the router,
So
na? So
yes,
it is
sir.
okay, no problem. So I have also connected it to fast Ethernet 0/0. But from the switch, in the switch it is fast Ethernet 0/1. In the router it is fast Ethernet 0/0. Okay. Now, once you have done all these things, let us do a little bit of documentation work on it, so that whenever somebody else sees this kind of network, he or she will be able to know basically which computers form a part of the network. Okay. So as you could see in this diagram, you could see that some boxes have been drawn, and some data have been provided. In the same way, let us do it here. Okay. So in order to do that, on the top of the screen, you could see this colorful icon is there. Okay, you have to just click on it. Okay, this is your drawing palette. Okay, so once you have clicked on the drawing palette, you could just select that rectangle icon. Okay, and you could choose your color. in this case, I have chosen there will be no field and the color will be black. So once you have selected this, just try to draw a rectangle here. Okay, so you could see the rectangle has been drawn. So once we have drawn the rectangle, we will have to enter some data into it. Okay, data is we will basically mentioning the different specifications of the network for our reference only. Okay, there is no other physical significance there because that will never be executed. They are only for as you furnish the remarks in a normally in a program. In the same way, here also it is better to do a little bit of documentation. The next thing that is we have to add certain comments here. So if you want to add certain comments here, you have to click on this yellow colored sticky note icon. Okay, so you could see once you click on it, it will show you place note. Okay, or you could use, yeah, after you clicking there, you could just come back here. Okay, and let me type here that this is basically the VLAN 10. Okay, and the IP addresses assigned to this network is 192.168.1.0/24, which denotes that it is a range of class C addresses. Okay, so the next thing that I have to do is I have to just write that, okay, it is Office 1. So let me write that also here. So again, I will click on that sticky note icon and here I will write, okay, it is Office 1. So I have mentioned it. Okay, so done. The next thing that we have to do is, have you done up to this? Please confirm.
Yes, sir.
Okay, the next thing that we have to do is we have to assign the IP address to this PC. So again, let me just take you to the manual. So look at it. So the IP address for the PCs in VLAN 10 is 192.168.1.2 and 1.3. Okay, and the gateway address is 192.168.1.1. So we have to furnish all these details onto the different PCs. Okay, let me do that. So just click on the PC, any of the PC. You could just click on any of the PC. So I am clicking on the first PC, which is on the top. Okay, just click on this PC and you will get this window. Have you got it? So once you get this window, go to desktop. Okay, and then in the desktop, go to the first one, IP configuration. Okay, so
repeat this step. I missed
you have to just click on the PC. Once you click on the PC, you will come up to this page. Then on the top you could see the desktop tab is there. Click on the desktop tab. Okay, and then click on IP configuration. Okay, so once you click on the IP configuration, here you could enter the IP address. So as was there in the manual, we have to specify the IP address here. So 192.168.1.2 is the IP address assigned to the first computer. So the subnet mask will be default. So once you click on the subnet mask, it will be automatically assigned. Okay, so let me just click here and you could see that it has been automatically assigned. Then I have to give the default gateway. And as we know, the default gateway is, it is also specified in the manual that it is 192.168.1.1. Okay, so once you have done all these things, just close it. Okay, and also close the window that is open. Okay, so this PC is actually the IP address of the first PC is assigned. Let us now go to the second PC and let us assign the IP address to it. Again, I will click on the second PC. I will go to desktop. Okay, and then I will go to IP configuration. Here I will enter the IP address, which is 192.168.1.2 has been assigned. So that means I will use .3. Okay, and subnet mask will be default, and the default gateway is same 192.168.1.1. Got it? So in this way, you have to assign the different IP addresses. Okay. Once you have done this, just close it and close it. Okay, so the two PCs have been configured. Okay, so please ensure all of you have been able to provide the IP address to the two personal computers.
Yes, sir.
Next thing, yeah,
Yes.
next thing that we have to do is to configure this switch. We will be using the command line interface to configure this particular switch. In order to configure this switch, what we have to do, we have to just click on 2950T, the switch. Once you click on this, you will get a window like this. So you have got this window. Once you click on that switch, you will get this window. Okay, and then you could see on the top there are three different tabs: physical, config, and CLI. We have to actually go to that CLI. CLI is command line interface. Here we have to actually configure this switch. So you will get a window like this. Please ensure you have got a window like this. Click on CLI, you will get a window like this, and then click on enter. Once you click on enter, you will get a switch prompt. In that switch prompt, to type EN, in lowercase, you have to type N. Okay. Once you click on EN, get a hash prompt. If you have got hash prompt, you have got the permissions where you could configure the switch, change the configuration of the switch. So here we have to type the command config. Okay, enter. Config T, enter. Once you type config T and then you press enter, it will show you enter the configuration commands, one per line. It will show something. Then here we have to actually, so we have to name this LAN as VLAN 10. So I am typing VLAN 10, and then I will name it Office 1. So that's why the command is name is, it is Office 1 also. I have named it accordingly. Exit. Again, you have to use exit. If you use exit, it will exit the configuration. Once you have done that, let us check whether the of that name office has been assigned or not. So in order to check that, type show VLAN. Once you type on show VLAN, you could see here, see that Office 1 is now active. The portion where I have highlighted. However, you see that if you could recall that the computers have been connected to fast Ethernet 0/2 and fast Ethernet 0/3. They are not under this office. We have to actually configure them also. Do that. So in the switch prompt, again, you have to type config T. config space. Once you have typed config T, we have to select the different interfaces and we have to enable them. If you could recall, in this network, we are using how much? Fast Ethernet 0/1, fast Ethernet 0/2, fast Ethernet 0/3. These are the three ports that we are using. We will be only configuring those three ports. More than that, those other ports we are not using at all. Let me configure. Yes, all of you, just see. So here we have to configure the different ports. How can we configure those ports? So in order to configure a particular port, we have to actually select that port and then we have to the command to access. So in order to select a particular port, the command is interface, interface bar so if you type this much, the particular port is selected. And then you have to give it access to that VLAN 10. So that's why I will type port. Yes. space access space VLAN 10. So once I type that particular is, see, in this way we have a multiple number of such ports. It is a better, this will be better if we select more than one ports at a time, then we configure them. So next two ports are your interface FS0/2 and FS0/3. So let us select all the ports at the same time and then we configure it. If you want to select more than one port, command is like this: interface and range, range, space range FA0/2 and 3. Means it is selecting FA0/2 3. Number 2 and number 3 port are now being selected. Once you have done this, type switch port, then VLAN. Just type this much, be configured. Then use exit twice. Type exit twice. Once you have typed the exit twice, will go back to the, you will come out of that configuration terminal. Once you have come out of it, let us check whether the network has been configured properly or not. So for that, you have to the command show VLAN. Once I type on it, you could now see that Office 1 having these port addresses 0/1, 0/2 and FA0, because we have provided access to those. So here the switch has been configured. You get it? Please confirm you have been able to like configure the switch.
Yes, sir, got it.
Yes, sir.
Can you just like to confirm this?
Show VLAN. Here you could see the command, show VLAN. Once you type on show VLAN, you will be which have been assigned to Office 1. In this way, the first switch has been configured. Next thing that we have to do is have to configure another network. You could see the manual. Second network has to be again like pointed. Office 2, the name is Office 2 and it is VLAN 20. The address is given 192.168.2.0. Let us also construct this network and connect it to this router. For that, again, I will add two end devices. So here is one computer. We also need a switch. Select 2950T switch. Then I will have to connect this to this router. Having this router at least. So now I will use the transmission media. I will use the copper straight through. I will connect it to this fast Ethernet connected to. I will not use that fast Ethernet 0/1. I will use 2 onwards. So fast Ethernet 0/2 I will use. The next I will connect like this. Fast Ethernet I will select. I will connect it to. Then here again select fast Ethernet. Once I have connected this, then I will connect this switch to the router. I will connect fast Ethernet 0/1. In this router, I will select fast Ethernet 1/2. This network is also ready. Just document this network a little bit. Again, click on the drawing palette, rectangle. Then I will draw a box. I have done that. I will type here. Remember which port you are connecting. Just remember that. Everything else will be normal. So the address is 192.168.2.0. 192.168.2.0/24. Again, I have assigned the name here. Underscore. Okay. So this network is also ready. Now you have to configure the switch as the two PCs and then the switch. Okay. So let me first configure the PC. So for here, you could see the IP addresses assigned to these PCs are 192.168.2.2 and 2.3. So let me assign the IP address here. I will click on it. Then I will go to desktop. Then I will go to IP configuration, and here I will type 192.168.2.2. Okay. Subnet mask is default, and the default gateway is 192.168.2.1. Okay, done. Similarly, I will click this next PC. Okay, and then I will go to desktop, then IP configuration. Here I will provide the IP address 192.168.2.2 is actually used, so 2.3 I have to use. Subnet mask is default. Default gateway is again 192.168.2.1. So once you have assigned the IP address, the next thing you have to do is to again configure this second switch. Okay, so let us configure the switch. All of you have finished up to this or not?
Yes, sir, finish.
Okay, let us now configure this switch. So again, you have to click on this switch. Okay, and then you have to go to CLI. Okay, and here you have to type enter. Once you have typed enter, just type en. Okay, in lowercase, just type en. Then you have to type config space t. Okay, so once you have typed config t, then you have to give a name to it. So here the name is VLAN 20. So I have assigned the name
Yeah.
VLAN 20. Okay, so we have given here the name VLAN 20, and then the name is again Office 1 name space in capital in like higher case letters Office, okay, _2. So this is Office _2. Name is given. Let's use exit twice and let us check whether it has been assigned or not. Okay, twice if I type exit and then I type show VLAN, I will be able to visualize the network. So here you could see 20. This Office 2 is there. Office 2 is there, and then here you could see the ports have not been assigned. So now we have to assign the ports. So let us do that. So here again I will have to type config st, that is config terminal.
So this time we can assign the total range, right?
Yes, we will assign all the ports at once.
Okay.
So let us select all the different ports at once. So the command is interface, okay, in lowercase, then range, okay. So we have to select all the ports. That means we will type FA0/1, okay, 1, 2, and 3. 3 are there. So slash, so -3. Okay, if we type, that means FA0/1, 2, and 3 all are selected at once. So enter. So they are selected. Now I will give the command to give access to these ports. So switch port access VLAN 20. Okay, so this much I have to type. So then exit and then again exit. Okay, if you once you have typed to exit twice, then what you could do is you could type show VLAN and you will be able to visualize the network. So you could see Office 2 and all the PCs have been assigned. All the ports have been assigned. Okay, so these ports are active now. Got it? Just close it once you have done all this. The next thing that we have to do is, again, we have to set up the third network. Okay, and then we have to add the other router also. If you could look at it, this diagram. So there is a laptop and a PC attached to this switch. So we have to configure that, and we again need this router. Okay, another router we will need. So let us do that. So I will have to add the end devices first. Let me bring a laptop and a PC first. So in the end devices, you could see there is this generic PC and then there is generic laptop PT. I am clicking on laptop PT and I am adding it here. And then this generic PC is there. Let me add it here. I will add a switch here. Again, that 2950T is here. So the next thing that I need is a router. Add that router also. Click router. I will add here. Rename this router as R2. Now let me connect the different transmission media. I will use copper straight through to connect this laptop to this. I will connect fast Ethernet 0/2 because fast Ethernet 0/1 will be used to connect to the router. Again, connect this. I will connect it to fast Ethernet 0/. Then I will connect this switch. However, the problem is that router doesn't have the LAN ports. We have to add 2 LAN ports to it. Now, if you could look at this router, okay, this router is also connected to 4 different links. So that means you have to add 4 cards here. So let me just click on this router once. I will get this window and will turn it off. Turn this router off. Let's turn it off. Yes. Now I will add the cards here. So I will just drag that router NM1CFE different. Let's put them here. I have added fast Ethernet. Once you have added the ports, you could turn it on. Close it. Again, now I will again connect this switch to which to this router too. I'll click on that switch, select fast Ethernet 0/1, and I will connect it to the router. I will select 0/. So this is also connected. The next thing is we have to again document it. We have to draw that rectangle. Okay, and then let me write the details here. I will choose the place node icon on the right side, and I will bring it here. Here I will type VLAN 30. Okay, and the IP address assigned are 192.168.3.0/24. Okay, and then let me just type here that it is Office 3. Office 3. Done. So now let us configure the laptops and the PCs. Okay. So I will click on each laptop. Then I will go to desktop, then to the IP address. Here I will assign the IP address. So as you could see, the IP address here are in the range 192.168.3.0 is there. So that means here the address will be 3.2 onwards, because 3.1 will be the gateway address. So subnet mask will be default and the gateway address will be 192.168.3.1. Okay, so in this way. So this laptop has been assigned. Then next this PC need to be configured. Again, I will click on desktop, then the IP configuration, and then 192.168.3.3. Okay. Subnet mask is default. Default gateway is again 192.168.3.1. Okay. This is also done. The next thing that I have to do is I have to configure the switch. Okay. So let us configure the switch. Okay. So this is VLAN 30. So you have to type these commands, config t. Okay, once you type en, then you have to type config t, then VLAN 30. Okay, and then name, sorry, it will be in lowercase, name space office underscore 3. Okay, let me directly assign the ports to it, it will be better. Okay, so here I will have to type interface range. Okay, then it will be FA0/1-3. So all the interfaces has been selected, then I will give access to it. So switch port access VLAN T. Okay, done. Exit, exit. Okay, and then type on show VLAN. Just once check whether it has been configured properly or not. So you could see VLAN 30 Office 3 has been configured properly. Done. So you could see that the next network is your Office 4. Here we are having two laptops. Laptops have been connected. IP address are in this range 92.164.0 1040. So now construct this. I will go to end devices. I will add to generic. Again, I will add a switch to switch 50T. Then connect. I will connect. The ports are only remaining, so I will select available, which is slash I have connected. Next thing I have to do is a little bit of documentation for a rectangle. IP address are in the named it off. Thing that I have to do is configure the IP address on these laptops. Let me just then the IP here I will provide the 4 dot net mask gateway is 194. Let us go to the next laptop. The IP address. The IP address is 19. Also done. Thing that I will do is I will have to configure the switch that also. So I will click on it. Go to CLI type here. Yes, I will type config terminal. Here I will name it and so then let me just add the that I will use the command space all the ports I have selected to access to it. Port VLAN 40. Done. It and check. I will and me whether the, so you could see here of 1040 is of are the are also done. Ensure that you have been able to complete till here. Doubts.
Yes, sir, completed.
Okay. Next thing that we have to do is configure the third net. Again, I will add. We have a class A network here. Class A network I have to now configure. That as you could see, I need a router, a switch. First, let me end devices. Then let me select the third option, server PT. It is a generic server. I will click on it. Then I need a switch. I will go to. I will select this. Then I need a router. So again, I will router. So the next thing that I have to do is again I have to connect the network. However, that router PT requires LAN ports. You could go to this diagram that there are actually 3 different connections to this router, so we will need installing it. We go to that router. Here, the top of that
Sir, how
router.
to find the server?
On the end devices, it is the third one next to the laptop. So I will click on the router PT, then switch off this router, and I will add the LAN. Need 3.1. I will switch. You have done it. Now connect it. Again, I will use copper server. Server I will select. I will connect. Then I will connect it to fast Ethernet 0/2. Then I will connect. The next thing that I have to do is a little bit of documentation. Then we will configure the different device. So go to the drawing palette. Select the ellipse icon here, third icon, which is the. You could select the color here. So use the yellow one. Field color, na? Then the ellipse icon. IP address was there. Dot 0.0. Actually, this not be executed. Reference that we have to do, we have to configure the server. So let me go to that server. Here also, I will go to the desktop. Top, you could see config. I will go to desktop. I will go to IP configuration. I will enter the IP address. 0, 0, 0, 2. Because I will not be, I'll be using 10.0.0.1 as the gateway. Subnet mask default gateway is again dot. How much you have to do. And the next thing that you have to do is you don't have to configure this switch. Then the next thing that you have to do is to connect routers. Routers will be interconnected with each other. Click on fast Ethernet. Similarly, I will connect the other routers. However, see, I am using a different kind of cable. Manual for crossover cables were actually specific. So I will use the copper crossover cable, this dotted line. This way you have to connect. You made the connections or anyone more? So the next thing that we have to do is we have to configure the IP address on these routers also. And then we have to also add the network addresses to these routers. Okay. But before that, let me just add a little bit of documentation here. Let me just show you the manual.
From R1 to R3, which first Ethernet we have to connect?
Anyone you could connect, but just remember which one you have connected. I always tell that. Okay, that you have to remember which one you have connected. However, you could connect it to anyone. Here you could see fast Ethernet 3/0. I have connected to fast Ethernet 1/0, the router R3. Okay. So you could almost connect to any of the terminals, but you have to remember to which you have actually connected it. That you have to remember first, because while you will be assigning the IP address, at that time it will be quite important. So before configuring the routers, let me just do one thing. Let me mention the IP address of the intermediate network between the routers. So if you could see the manual here, okay. So here it is written, as you could see, between router R1 and R2. Okay, router R1 and R2, you could see that the network address is 192.168.5.0. R1 and R2. Let me type it here. So here the IP address is 192.168.5.0/D4. Okay, and then you could see the IP address between R1 and R3 is 192.168.6.0. Let me type that also here. So 192.168 192.168.6.0/24, and then for the next one, which is between R2 and R3, the IP address is obviously 192.168.7.0/24. So I have noted it. Now the next thing that I have to do is I have to actually assign those IP addresses. Okay. So the first thing that I will do is I will click on the router R1. Okay. So just remember one thing, that FA0, fast Ethernet 0, you could note it. Here what I have done, fast Ethernet 0/0 is connected to my first network. Then fast Ethernet 1/0 is connected to my second network. Okay. And then fast Ethernet, here you could see fast Ethernet 2 is connected to router 2, and similarly fast Ethernet 3 is connected to router R3. So accordingly, I have to actually assign the IP address. So first I will have to assign the gateway address for Office 1. So you could see it is connected to FA0, fast Ethernet 0/0. Okay, remember it is connected to, the first network is connected to fast Ethernet 0/0. So I am clicking on the router once. Okay, so once I have clicked on the router, I will go to this config. Okay, ensure you have reached here, config.
Yes, sir.
Then as you could recall, that I have connected the first network to which port? Fast Ethernet 0/0. So that's why I will click here, fast Ethernet 0/0. Okay. So once I have done that, clicked on that fast Ethernet 0/0, I will give the gateway address here. The gateway address was how much? 192.168.1.1. Okay, that was for the first network. Okay, the subnet mask will be default, and on the top you could see there is this port status. I will make it on. Got it? This much I have to do. Done? Or any doubt? Done?
Done, sir.
Okay. So you could see this the connection which was between your switch 0 and the router R1. You could see that this was initially red. Now it is now it is turning green. As you could see, it is turning green. Okay. So this is ready. Now we will have to configure the gateway address for the second network. So you could see the second network is connected in this pin, in this port, fast Ethernet 1/0. Okay. So again, let me go to that router and go to that config. So I will go to fast Ethernet 1/0. Here I will provide the IP address, or the gateway address for the second network. So it is 192.168.2, okay, .1. Subnet mask is default, and you have to make the port status as on. This much you have to do, and then just close it. Done. So now it is also turning green. Done. Now let us go to the router R2. If you are done with all these things, let us go to the router R2. So always remember to which ports the devices have been connected. That is more important. Okay. Next, we have to configure the gateway address for Office 3. So you could see that Office 3 in my case has been connected to fast Ethernet 0/0. So I will click on this router. Okay. And then again I will go to config, and then I will go to fast Ethernet 0/0. So here I will enter the gateway address for VLAN 30, which is 192.168.3.1. The subnet mask is default, and then I will make the port status as on. Okay, done. So you could see the link, these green dots in this link between switch 2 and the router R2 are now turning green because it has been configured. The next thing that I have to do is I will have to provide the gateway address, okay, for the fourth network, which is VLAN 40. Okay, let me check to which terminal it is connected. Okay, it is connected to fast Ethernet 1/0. Again, I will click on it. I will go to fast Ethernet 1/0. Here I will assign the IP address, which is 192.168.4.1 is the gateway address. Again, subnet mask is default and port status is on. So this is also configured. Okay. Now, the next thing that I have to do is I have to configure the network between the different routers. That is more important. So first is between the router R1 and R2. Okay. So to R2, router R1 is connected through this port, which is fast Ethernet 2/0. Okay. So fast Ethernet 2/0 is connected to fast Ethernet 2/0. So let me just click on this router and let me select fast Ethernet 2/0 because it has been used. Now, if you could see here, the IP address assigned here is 192.168.5.0. That means I have to enter the address in this way: 192.168.5.1. So if I will assign 168.5.1 here, to the other router I will assign 192.168.5.2. Okay, and the subnet mask will be default and the port status will be on. Done. Okay, then I have to go to the second router. Again, you could see the second router R2 is connected to R1 using FA fast Ethernet 2/0. That's why I will click on this router again, this router R2, and again I will select fast Ethernet 2/0. Here also I will assign the IP address, which is your 192.168.5. Okay, 5.1 is already assigned to the previous router, so I will assign it 5.2. That's all. And then the subnet mask is default and the port status is on. This much you have to do. Done. So the network between router R1 and R2 is configured. The next thing that I have to do is I have to configure the network between router R1 and R3. Okay. So let me check to which of the port it is connected. Only one port is remaining, obviously. So fast Ethernet 3/0 is connected to fast Ethernet 1/0 of router R3. So here in this router R1, I have to select fast Ethernet 3/0. So I will click on it. I will go to config and I will select fast Ethernet 3/0. However, here you could find the IP address are in this range 192.168.6.0. So let me assign it here. So 192.168.6.1. So if I'll assign 6.1 to this router R1, so I will have to assign 6.2 to the other router, or it could be vice versa also. Okay, so I am assigning 6.1. Subnet mask is default and the port status is on. Done. Okay. The next thing that I have to do is I have to configure the router R3. Let me go there. Okay. So let me configure that router. So it is connected to FA 1/0. So I will again go to config. Okay. So it is connected to 1/0. So let me type it here, click it here, and let me assign the IP address here. The IP address is, as you could see, 192.168.6.1 has already been assigned, so I will use .2. Okay, and the subnet mask is default and the port status is on. Done for this. Okay. Similarly, the next thing is I will have to configure the router R2 and R3 for the network between them. So you could see router R2 is connected to router R3 using fast Ethernet 3/0. So let me click here, then let me select fast Ethernet 3/0. Okay, here I will assign the IP address, which is 192.168.7. So 1 I will assign to this router and 2 I will assign to the other router. Subnet mask is default and port status is on. Okay. Next, I will go to router R3 and you could see it is connected to fast Ethernet 2/0. So I have clicked on the router and I have selected fast Ethernet 2/0. and I will assign the IP address here, which is your 192.168.7.1 has already been assigned, so I will use 7.2. Subnet mask is default and the port status is on. Okay, so this is also done. One more network is remaining. Yeah, this class A network I have to actually connect to this router. So let me just provide the address here in the router. So you could see fast Ethernet 0/0 has been connected. So click on the router R3 and then go to fast Ethernet 0/0. So class A network has been connected. So the IP address or the gateway address for that network is 10.0.0.1. Okay. Subnet mask is default and the port status is on. So this much you have to do. Okay. Have you done up to this?
What was the last step? Can you please repeat?
Which one? Router
Last-
R3.
Yes, sir.
So here is the address.
So just a second.
Okay. So once you have configured all these IP addresses, let me just try to send some data from one computer to the another. So if I try to send a data packet from one of the computer to the another, you will still see that all the links have turned green. Still, if I try to send a data from one computer to the other, I will not be able to send it. Just you trying to send a data from one computer to the another. The bottom of the screen, you could see it is written failed. So the data transmission is still not working. Why it is not working? Because I have not configured the routing protocol. I have to configure the routing protocol also, then only these things will work. Okay, let us see how we could configure the routing protocol. I have to first go to the router R1, click on it. So here we will be using the RIP routing protocol. On the left side, on this config tab, you could see RIP is written, RIP. Once you click on it, you will be getting a window like this. Did you get it?
Yes, sir.
Here we will have to provide all the network addresses that are there in the periphery. Whatever addresses have been used, we have to enter them. Let me enter the addresses one by one. You will also have to enter the same way. So the first one address is 10.0.0.0 first address. Then the next addresses are like this: 192.168.1.0. This is for the Office 1. Similarly, for Office 2 is 2.0. For Office 3 it is 3.0. For Office 4 it is 4.0. And for the intermediate networks between the routers, it is 5.0. And 0.0 is also an intermediate network. Then 7.0 is also intermediate. These are the addresses that I have to assign. So once I have done that, just close it. These are the addresses: 10.0.0, then 192.168.1.0, 2.0, 3.0, up to 7.0 you have to enter. You have done it, then go to the next router and do exactly the same thing to RIP, and you assign the network addresses: 10.0.0, 192.168.1.0, 2.0, 0.0, and 4.0, 5.0, 6.0, 7.0. That's all for the second router. Finally, for the third router also, we will have to do the same thing. So again, go to RIP. Here I will assign the IP addresses: .0.0. 192.168.10.0 dot 0 dot 0 dot 0 0 dot 0. Okay, so now the network is ready. Let me check whether I am able to reach a particular computer or not. If you could recall that the IP address of this laptop is there in this network is this 192.168.4.3. Let me try to reach this computer from a far computer which is there in the VLAN 10. So let me just ping that device and I will be able to know whether I am able to reach there or not. So once you click on this device, this PC, see there are different boxes here. Here you have to select the command prompt. So you just click on command prompt once and this come up. So you have to just ping the address of that computer. Let me ping 192.168.1. Not 1, it is 4. 4.3 was there the address. Type enter. So if the ping is successful, then that means that it is able to reach there. As you could see, you are getting a reply. Okay, only one packet was lost somehow. However, you have been able to reach there.
So can you just repeat once this step?
I have just typed that command, ping, and then the address.
So where do we type?
To desktop in the command prompt. Desktop where you are configuring the IP address. Next to that, there is this command.
For which route?
Type on it. What you are asking?
So for which device?
The computer from where you want to access. Any of the PC you could select. There you have to another PC.
Okay, sir.
If we go to the manual, there are a few things that we have to actually. You could see that after designing and configuration the network, you have to verify and observe the following things you have to verify. So verify the connectivity to each office to other office. So you have to use the ping. You have to check whether you are able to reach all the PCs from different PCs. You could do that by pinging. So let me just show you server. This server is there, na? We try to reach this server from one of these. So let's go to Office 2. Is written na, in Office. There, let me try to reach that. Do you understand what I am trying to do?
Sure.
What?
If invalid command comes, what should we check?
Invalid command will be there. You are typing the wrong. Right? Is it? How I am doing it. So from Office 2, one of the computers of Office 2, I am trying to reach this server. Get it? What I am trying to do?
Yes,
Hello.
sir.
Okay. So just click on this PC from where I want to access. From where I want to access. Try to understand this. Not to whom I want to access. From where I want to access. So that's why I am clicking on this PC. Okay. And on this PC, these are the different like programs that I could run. And in that, let me just run this command prompt. Okay. Then I have to type the command ping space. Okay. Then the address. So if you could recall, the address of the server was 10.0.0.2. That was the address. Okay. So let me ping it. So you could see I am trying to reach that request timeout. Okay, now I have got the reply. So as you could see, I was able to reach that particular server. So in this way, you know the IP address of all the computers. You have to access you have to ping all the different computers that are there in the network. You should ensure that you are able to reach each and every other computer from like all these computers. Okay, did you get it? The person who was having that problem with the command, is it working now?
Thank you.
Okay, so this is the first thing that you have to do. Okay, according to the manual, this was the first thing that you have to do. The next thing that you have to do is you have to observe the HTTP over TCP traffic. Okay, so on the server, if I just look at it, what I'm showing in the server, okay, there is this page. Sorry, let me just go to config. Okay, once you go to the config in the server, there is this HTTP. Once click on it, and you will see a index page, a web page, as you could see here. So let me just change a few lines here. Here it is written "Welcome to Cisco Packet Tracer." I'm just trying to change it a little bit so that when I will be accessing this page from another computer, at least I will be able to know that okay, this is the page I had actually designed. So let me type here, welcome to the WCN lab. Okay, and here it is written okay, and then the next thing is Cisco Packet Tracer is written. I will type my name and roll number. Okay, okay, so let me type it just here, and let me just close it. Okay, the next thing that we will be doing is we will be trying to observe, like we will be trying to get log into that server. Okay, and we will be able to view that particular page. So let me just try to reach that server from one of these computers. So what I will be doing is I'll be going to VLAN 30 from the computer of the VLAN 30, the second computer. Okay, I will try to visit that server. Okay, so once you click on it, go to your web browser. Okay, in the web browser, I will type the address here. Okay, that is 10.0.0.2, which is the address of that that server. Okay, and just press enter. So you could see whatever information I had entered, they are visible here. Okay, so that way I am able to, you could see I am able to access that HTTP page. So this also I have been able to do. Okay,
Sir, can you repeat from where did you go there?
when I was informing what you were doing.
Sir, actually, I was doing with you.
You are doing.
Right.
You do what you are doing. When something is being something is being taught, at that time you will be doing some other work, and then you will be asking. So you read the manual and then you try to access it. The next thing that you have to do is, okay, this is the most important part. Okay, you have to draft a PDU and you have to actually visualize it in the simulation mode. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so note that this is very, very important. So what I am trying to do is I am first trying to send a PDU and I want to visualize it. Okay, so PDU is basically a protocol data unit. So let me send a simple PDU from one computer to the another computer, one computer in one network to another computer in a different network. So on the right side, could you see this envelope icon with a plus sign on it? Please ensure you are able to see it.
Yes, sir.
So here you could see add simple PDU is written. So what I have to do is I have to click on it, and once it is clicked, So let's say I have to send my PDU from this computer on network 3 or your office 3. You could see PC, PT, PC4 is there. From there, I have to send it to this computer, which is then there in the office 2, the first computer in the office 2. Okay, so let me send that PDU. So once you have clicked on that envelope icon, click on the PC from which you want to send the PDU. Okay, did you get it? So once I have clicked on the PC from which I have to send it, I will now click on the PC to which I will have to send it. So as you could see, I am clicking on this next PC. So from here to here, I have to send it. Okay, got it? So now let me just visualize it. Let me just visualize the sending of this packet. Okay. So on the right side, just below the envelope icons, you could see real time is mentioned. Did you see? Okay. Just behind that real time, again you could see there is that another icon. Just behind that real time icon, you could see there is another icon. Did you see it? That is the simulation mode. You got a window like this. Once you have got a window like this, let me just show you. Okay. Okay. So there is this button, auto capture and play. Could you see this button is there, auto capture and play?
Yes, sir.
So you have to click on that icon. Let me just slow it down. And here actually you are visualizing it in a slower mode actually. So see, once I clicked on auto capture and play, see, you could see that envelope originating from that particular PC from where you are sending the PDU. And now you could see one by one it is reaching the different places, the switch, and then you could see it has reached the router R2. Okay, and from router R2, as you could see that it has reached router R1. Okay, so it has reached our router R1, and then from router R1 it will be reaching that another switch, and from that switch it will be reaching the PC. Okay, you could see that envelope is now reaching there. So PDU is reaching there to the PC2 to which we had actually sent it. Okay, and then you could see an acknowledgement being sent. So data transmission was done, so an acknowledgement is being sent. Again, it will come back through the same route. It may or may not come through the same route. However, it will reach again back to the sender. Okay. So you could see again that envelope is coming back. So in this way, you could execute it. So this was a simple PDU. The next thing that we will be learning is how to draft a complex PDU. So you could see the data transmission is done. And on the bottom of the screen, you could see that it is showing successful. Okay. Once the acknowledgement has been reached, it is successful. Got it? Or any doubt here? Did you get it? How you have to draft a simple PDU? Only you have to click on that icon, on the that envelope icon, and then you have to click on the sender and then the receiver. This is as simple as that. And after that, you have to click on that simulation button and then auto capture and play in order to visualize it. So did you understood it? Is it working for you?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. The next thing that I will show you is how to draft a complex PDU. Let me close it. Okay. So in the simple PDU, you are not allowed to check any of the, you are not allowed to make any changes, or you are not allowed to select your type of packet, or whatever you want to send, you cannot select anything. Okay. So the next method that we will be using, like the one to draft a complex PDU. So there you will be able to select what kind of mechanism you want to use. Okay. So on the right side, you could see just below the envelope icon which you use, there is an open envelope icon with a plus sign on it, and here it is written add complex PDU. Could you find it?
Yes, sir.
Just click on it. Okay. And let's say that we have to send data from one computer of Office 4 to another computer of Office 1. So let us do that. So just click on it. and then you click on the sender, okay, from the device from which you want to send. So let's say I have to send it from this laptop, so I'll click on it. So once you click on it, okay, you will get a window like this, okay. So here you could see that I could select the different kind of application I want to use, okay. So here you could see ping, FTP, HTTPS, what kind of traffic I want to send, I could select. So I could select FTP, okay, and then I have to give the destination IP address. So let's say I want to send the data to the first computer of Office 1, okay. So I will have to enter the IP address of that computer. So 192.168.1, okay, dot 2. That is the IP address of the first computer. So once I have assigned
Status
this,
of the sender.
no, of the receiver. Destination is written na.
Okay, sir.
Destination IP address. So then it will ask you for a starting port. You could just give it as 1000, okay, and then you could specify the size, okay. Let me specify the size as 1024, okay. You could specify your own size also. You don't need to enter the source IP address because you have already clicked on it, okay. And then how do you want to simulate it, whether you want to do it once or you want to do it periodically, you have to specify it. If you do it once at say, let's say 1 second, so it will start at 1 second and this will actually stop. If you do it periodic, then it will, if you click on periodic and then let's say every 5 seconds, so it will do that kind of data transfer every 5 seconds, okay. So for the timing, let me use this, use one shot and time is 1 second, okay. So after that, let me just create PDU, okay. I have to click on this create PDU, okay. So let me just go back to the real time mode and then to the simulation mode, okay. So here you could see, okay, let me use that auto capture and play in order to visualize the data transfer. So let me make it a little bit faster, okay. So you could see, okay, you could see now it is originating, just let me just slow it down a little bit. So you could see it was actually too fast. Let me just slow it down. So it is, again, let me just show you. Okay, you could see that the data has already reached. It is now, I think, sending an acknowledgement or something. Yes, it is now sending an acknowledgement. So this way you will be you will have to send the complex PDU also. Okay, you have to draft a complex PDU and you have to send it. So on the event list, you could see that when and how the data has originated. Okay, you could see that it originated from your switch. Let me just show you here. If you could see here, so you could see that it originated from, let me show you here, from which PC. Okay, from PC0 it has originated and it has gone up to,
Sir, in the event list, how are we going to find which is in which we are sending complex PDU and which is a normal PDU?
now you cannot differentiate between that.
Okay, sir.
But you could always check from which device it is originating to which device it is reaching. Everything you could. I think it has failed. That PDU that I was sending, it has failed. Let me draft another one. Again, I will do the same thing. Just click on it. FTP. Destination IP address is 192.168.1.2, and the source port is, let's say, 1000, and size is 1024. And let me make it periodic, every 5 seconds. Create PDU. So now you could see it is originating. that green color one is it is originating. So this way actually you have to draft a complex PDU.